Son of a bitch! Ah! I'm working on a little bit more. Right now I'm trying to get to the, fucking memory that's, like, here-ish. But I fucked up a little bit. Let me actually... I'm just kind of going to memories right now. Oh my god. No, not welcome back. Go fuck yourself. Literally just looking for this fucking memory. Where is it? Oh, it's like way down here. Okay, I see it. I see it. It's right there. Whoa! That gets rid of my fucking stamina? Fucking never mind then. I thought it was great on that. Oh my god. Oh my god, I don't care. Let's get out from over this fucking chasm. And I also want to figure out what the fuck that is. I want to get more money so I can get a little bit more supplies as well. I don't know where to buy wheat here or get wheat here in this land. Unless somewhere, not with the Gorons, fucking, what are they called? Gerudo? Some Gerudo shop does it? I don't know. Is that it? Is it there? Yep. Let's go. Now we're just gonna watch this while I eat. These are addicting, by the way. These are pumpkin seeds. These are fucking addicting. Yes, I'm eating all of them tonight, probably. I know I shouldn't, but fuck, dude.
As I thought. This is not the world I know. A time so far back in the past, It's become legend. So it's true. This is really the era of Hyrule's founding?
Your presence here is just as strange to us, Zelda. But if you, like Sonia, have a secret stone and are able to manipulate time, then your story makes sense.
Oh? I believed her right away. You needed the secret stone as proof, Rauru? I can feel your light power within her, as well as my time power. Additionally, I sense that we share a blood connection.
I see. In any case, Zelda, you had said that you needed to return to your era as soon as you possibly could.
Yes. In my time, something terrible is happening. I need to get back there. But how do I do that? I don't even know how I got here in the first place.
No. Stay down.
Jesus Christ, how many times do I have to tell that bitch no?
Now, Zelda dear, you don't need to solve your problems all at once. Why not come back with us to the castle?
No, I...
We'll tell everyone that you're a distant relative of ours. Now, it is true, after all. We'll get you fresh clothes, too. I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's
Rauru
distance
will
in
come to you.
time,
Wisdom takes time.
not distance in world.
I don't know what to say.
I wonder. Minoru. She may have some idea of how to get you back to your era.
Minoru, you said?
Yes. She knows far more than anyone about our people. And like us, my older sister has a secret stone. We'll call on her.
How many are there? 10. No, 11. 12. Aha! There's 12. Good to know. Now, let's go here. So we go to the one that's above it. Huh. Oh, okay. I think I just noticed that now. Sorry, I moved my pop filter. Gerudo, don't want that yet. I want it down this way. That one, right there. See? That one. That was weird. Never seen that one before. That was strange. This is very strange. Never seen that before. The hell is going on? Wondering what that great rock was. Sorry. It's also a what's called stable that I can get to. Fuck. On top of that hill. I wonder, it's awful to say, but I wonder if I can, kill the tiny ass birds. I mean, this would make, like, 0 sense, yeah, if I could set it on fire. Interesting. The fuck, like? Sick. I'll take more hearts if I can get them. Stacking a path. Okay. Possibly something on top of here. Nope. Not behind or around it either. Don't understand why this is here at all. Other than doing this, but like, no idea how to get in there. Oh, well, except for ascend, I guess. But how am I supposed to get out of it as soon as I do it? I don't know. Oops! Well, there goes that. Good job, Link. I do also want to find the Brethren Stone thing, because I might get like a dark hat or something, you know? Like, might get more dark items, which would be cool. Very, very cool. Was that path always there? Oh, I'm just an idiot. It's possible. Well, that was just fucking rude. Might as well drop it, right? Oh. Wait a minute. Hang on. Oops. Why didn't I let it go first? I don't know. No, don't lift it. What are you doing? It's just because he's terrified. Yeah, I think it's just because he's terrified. But anyways, that didn't work, so go back to idea number 1. I wonder if that would work. Huh. Yeah, you're welcome. That was easy. Have all of them been that easy? That'd be funny. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. How to get all the way up here? Boy. Yeah, buddy. Shit. It's like around here somewhere. So let me get a Korok. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Oh. Okay. This one should be the one right after Ganon, like, comes to the castle and bows to the king. That's cool.
Are you well? You seem a bit distracted.
I apologize. I keep getting lost in my thoughts, thinking about how I can return home. With your power over time, if I were able to learn that kind of control, I might be one step closer to my era.
I see. The secret is to think of it like drawing out the object's memory. You ask the object where it was, how it arrived where it is now, and then you coax it back to that original moment in time.
The object's memory.
I'm sure it will become almost like second nature, and you will be able to find your way home. But Zelda, there is more on your mind than just that.
Huh?
You, of course, do want to get back to your time. But you also desperately want to help us out in this era. Am I close to the truth?
How did you know?
I do not believe it is possible to keep anything secret from Sonia.
Oh, your concern is very sweet, Zelda. But listen, you can focus your attention on returning home. After all, you possess more than power over time. You have a sacred power that can dispel evil. Both of these powers will help you protect your own era.
Queen Sonia.
And of course, you must make it home safe to put Link's mind at ease.
Link? That is not a name I have heard.
He is a royal knight. He had been originally appointed for my protection. But later, he became a hero by saving both me and Hyrule from a great evil.
Oh, a hero is he?
He is so very dedicated, and he refuses to back down from any challenge. He is very strong. And his heart is good and true.
Ah, I can see that you have absolute faith in him. Hearing you speak so highly of Link, I find myself wanting to meet him as well.
You do!
I would also like to meet him. He must be quite the brave, courageous knight. What a picture Zelda paints of him.
Now that I think of it, this might be, in continuity's sake, the first time she traveled back in time. Now it's a set point, but in Breath of the Wild, it might not have been a set point yet. So, when she got set back in time, this is, time travel is the most confusing fucking thing in the entire world. Oh, they're not here anymore. Oh, they are. Never mind. Okay. Anyways. I have to go here now. What was I thinking? What was I saying? Oh. In continuity's sake, she had not traveled back in time, in the timeline at all during Breath of the Wild. This is the first timeline where she got sent back in time. I fucking hate you, Yonobu. Fucking hate you. Jesus. Right here. Oh my god, you just said you'll head back. You just said it. You said, I'll head back now. Why do they have to say it twice? And why am I even getting bombarded with this shit? I don't give a shit what you do. Go. Do what you want. Okay, it's right at the top. So right at that. Do you see it? Whoops. Well, do you see it? Right. Hold on. I'm getting the glider's continuously pointing at it right there at the top there. I got the glider to point at it. That was kind of cool. That little point that I'm heading right to. This one. This is where it is. Yeah. Anyways, this is number 3. So this is them meeting Raru's sister. Ow. Sorry.
It is quite an interesting device. This is definitely not from this era. That said, I believe there may be a way to get the travel functionality working here. I'd like to tinker with it a bit. Would it be okay if I borrow it?
Yes, whatever you need. I really appreciate your help.
Then I'll hold on to it.
So you really believe my story? That I came from the future?
I never doubted you for a moment.
Minoru, do you know of a way we could help to return Zelda back to her time?
I suspect it was the power of your secret stone that allowed you to travel through time. To put it simply, secret stones amplify the power their owners possess. I am able to separate my spirit from my body. Rauru can repel or destroy evil with his power of light. And Sonia, she can control time. As for you, I can sense both light and time powers. But your secret stone seems to amplify your time power.
Time power.
Ultimately, the secret stone only amplifies your power. It doesn't suddenly grant you mastery and control. That's still up to you. That means, if you don't already know how to get yourself home...
When was this game made?
There are stories about the secret stones and a forbidden act called draconification.
I'm sorry,
To
her voice
swallow a
is
secret
like throwing
stone
me
is
out
to
of this
become an immortal dragon,
because
one blessed
her
with eternal
microphone
life.
is not the same as everyone else's. Like, everyone else
Interesting.
seems so
Another
much
way to reach the
clearer.
future, though not a very quick one.
Everyone else
So you
seems so
think
much
these
clearer.
stories could hint at a solution to our dilemma?
And his sister just
Yes.
isn't as clear.
But there is
Sounds
still
a little
more
bit
to those
bouncer.
tales. To become an immortal dragon is to lose oneself. That is why it is forbidden. I thought maybe this could lead to a solution. Some way to transcend time. But if you have to sacrifice your heart and mind, sacrifice what makes you you. I'm sorry. I wish I could help more.
I have 3 more.
Back where we started. There's still hope. I think the answer to this problem lies in study and learning more about the nature of your power. I'm sure Sonia would be happy to help you.
Okay.
No, I need to go all the way down here. And it's that bit right there. Sorry, now I have pumpkin seeds stuck in my teeth. So I'm trying to fix it and also eat more, so it's not fixing it, obviously. What the fuck is happening here? What the fuck is happening here? What is it? A spring? That's so fun. That's so much fun. That's so cool. Yeah, anyways, sorry. Oh. What the shit? That ribs your teeth. Oh, it's rib cages. That fucked me up for a second. Interesting. There's a ship. Honestly shocked I haven't seen a shrine over here. I do wonder what is over here, though. Like, what's right there? Oh, enemy base. That looks like that's it. Look at all the memories.
All right, Zelda. We are alone as you requested. What was it you wanted to discuss with me in private?
You are far too trusting.
Oh my. I'm surprised to hear you say such a thing. That is quite out of character for the Zelda I know. But then you are a puppet of Ganondorf.
Did you really think we hadn't realized your deceit?
That's interesting. That's interesting and cool. So all the Zeldas we're seeing are Ganon. That's cool. Oh, that's not. She's dead. stabbed her in the back. Fuck you, Matthew Mercer.
Your Majesty! Queen Sonia! Oh no! Queen Sonia!
Interesting laugh. God damn. So that's number 7. What the fuck was number 8 again? Holy shit, there's a lot more. What the fuck? I'm sorry, I just need to watch it really quickly just to see. Oh. Okay. We just watched it. Okay. So now 9 is that thing. And I regret spring. Swear to God, it's siphon. Sidon. Is here, I'm a fucking hurt someone. Oh, it's the other way. Yeah. It's even more so the other way. Yeah. What the fuck? Weird. There it is. Ducks. Ugh. It's kind of crazy that the Sky Islands are basically breaking. Kind of crazy. I feel like cat hair or something on my cheek. It's fucking with me. I guess I could have gone to that tower. All the way at the edge down here. That one? Hold up. Yeah. Weird. There's a lot more memories than, like, drawings.
King Rauru, we just received word that the last free village in the Gerudo Desert has fallen. At this rate, the Demon King's army will overwhelm us.
I understand. Our only hope is for me to defeat the Demon King.
Rauru. The Demon King. He is not someone you can stop by yourself. But you are not alone. You have the Gerudo, Goron, Zora, and Rito leaders as well as Zelda. And of course, you can count on me.
There's something I'd like to show you.
Heather Gonzalez. Got no idea who you are.
Sacred stones.
It's hair from my mic.
Stand with
I'm
me.
going like this.
I need all your
There's
aid.
like random hair on my mic. Oh, I see it. Well, Luna's hairs. That's why I couldn't see it, is because my pop filter is black. Cool. Oh. Okay. You must be the ones that I hear, the people that we hear. We have to be.
We all, gathered here, swear on our lives to serve Rauru, the King of Light.
That's fucking cool. Okay, so they're who I'm hearing. Good to know. Okay. Last basically memory that I need to get to is right over here. So it's in the spiral. Hello, dragon. Hello. Why are you paused? Weird. I don't understand how to beat that thing. Doesn't make any sense to me. This is pretty fucking cool. This is really fucking cool. See how fast it fucking drops? That's so cool. Anyways. Why do you guys have pirate ships? You definitely didn't last game. Mimic. Or gem mimic. Either way. Turbine power. Nope. Oh! Turbine. Like a fan or something? Oh my god. Oh. Oh, I see. What? Holy shit. Okay, fine. Why are you not jumping? There we go. God damn, man. Now what are these for? Huh? Chest up there. I don't know what that's for. But I do want to figure it out. That's not gonna work. Now it is. Whoa. Nice. Right, okay, so, now. Do I attach it? God fucking fuck you. Alright, like you don't do things properly. I don't think I have anything that's like flammable. Legitimately. No, it's not. I don't have anything that's flammable. What am I supposed to do? This spear was gonna give me more control. Those are fucking fire hoses, you fucking piece of... Honestly, let's fucking drop it. Okay. Let's see, let's fucking drop it, see what it does. God damn it. God damn it. I fucking hate this thing. Why are those going out like that? Why are those doing that? Why? I am lighting every single one of them now before it goes off. There we go. I just had to consistently do it, I guess. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm sure that's not the way. That can't be. Thank you. Okay. So the last one is over here. I just don't know where. How to get last memory. Tears of the Kingdom. Interact with the glowing puddle. What? Hold on. I did. I have all 11. Do I not? Hold up. I thought I had all of them. Do I not? Oh my god, I don't. I don't have number 8. Oh my god, I don't have number 8. It's literally over here. Holy shit, dude. I thought I had it. I thought I had it all. I thought I had it all. But, good news. I did the shrine there. So it's easy. Oh my god. Shut the fuck up, Tulin. There it is. I had no idea. That little crap fucker. Had no idea. East Heber's Sky Archipelago. I'm going to that. Literally, that right there. The only tier that's closed is what you go to. I didn't press glide. I can't believe I didn't press glide. God damn it. Did it save me on the Sky Island? I don't even know. Maybe. It might have. It saved me at the tower. Oh, it did save me on the Sky Island. Wow, look at that. I think it might have gotten rid of my mark because I was there. I died there, but I was there. I had died, but I was there. Oh, that's so depressing. I cannot believe I missed this. I'm so sorry. Cannot believe I missed it. So how did Ganon know? Oh, I was gonna say, how did Ganon know that she came from this time? But I guess he saw her, and now he's doing it now. So I guess it makes sense.
Finally, it is mine.
Fuck you, Matthew Mercer. You've seen this kind of magic. You know exactly who this bitch is. Ew. Nasty ass. What the fuck? Oops.
Sonia!
You were too late, Rauru. You took for granted the godlike power you had in your hands. Do you now see the potential you squandered? As for her, she is merely the first victim of your arrogance. You tried to control me, Rauru, and you will die knowing that you failed.
Get it done!
Queen Sonia needs you.
Future magic, bitch. Well, goddamn. Whatever. I don't care. It's not Princess Zelda. It's Ganon. Well, now it should be here. Oh, what the fuck? I got all 11. What the fuck? Did I not? Wait, why does it say that I don't have 11? Or 1? What the shit, Sherlock? Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 10. Where's the fucking last one? Dude, I'm looking at a map and I'm still lost. What the fuck? Wait, the sword. Did I not get the sword? I got the sword. I got that. I got all 4 of those. I got that one. That one, that one. What the fuck? Oh, no. I didn't get this one. I thought I did. I didn't. I saw it. I guess I just didn't... I didn't fucking get it. So this one's 10. One that I'm about to get. As soon as I fucking find it. There. Is there a better way to go? Oh wait, is it that? Is it there? Yeah, it is. It is, in fact. I swore I got it. I'm going to that bit, I believe. Is where it's sending me? I can't believe I'm literally looking at a map and I still lost it. That is crazy. I guess I wrongfully assumed that an archipelago was, like, had to be in water. I guess it's just like an island system. Is an archipelago? Is that what it is? Is that right? Oh, fuck. I thought it was a chest. Don't know what that was. Don't know what that is. Oh. I didn't jump. Oops. Oh well. Excuse me. Dude, I can't believe I missed 2. I thought I was done. I can't believe I missed 2. There's 2 of these bitches. Thinking I was fucking done. Oopsies. Yeah, why do you pause when I, like, look at you? They've all been doing that. That's weird. Is it not? Is it not weird? Am I weird for thinking that it is weird? Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh no. Things on it. See, I miss. I can't reach it. Thought maybe I can get a... Oh my god, why? Dude, why is this happening? I think you're going down into the void thing. I think you're going down into... Oh, where'd it go? Whatever, there's a void over here somewhere that I think it's going into. Oh yeah, it's on that middle island. Over there. Maybe not. Maybe you're just chilling. Maybe I'm wrong. Fuck, are you cool? Look at that shit. I also do enjoy that they are friendlies. Like, obviously, they have elementals around them, but it's not going to openly attack you. Fuck you. Like, those dragons are not going to attack. They are nice. Nice dragons. Good dragons. And then there's you. Don't know where this dragon is going. Is it going down there? No. Where the fuck are you going? Are you just, you know, chilling in the sky? I wanted to scale is why I didn't. I think we said 2 or 3. Can't remember. Arrows, I mean. Actually, glad I marked it because I was like, wait, where the fuck am I going? Oh, wait, that's a tear.
Sonia.
No way.
Oh, Zelda.
King Rauru, before you face the Demon King tomorrow, there is something I must tell you. I came to this era after finding a man underground.
Go on.
When I witnessed what the Secret Stone did to Ganondorf, at that moment, I knew for sure what we found underground, that was him. He was still alive, still powerful. He continues to live on, all the way until my time. In tomorrow's battle, we won't be able to defeat him. No matter how strong we think we are, he'll survive. And you will.
Maybe so. But it is my duty to try. It was my hubris that set us on this path. I must atone for my error in judgment. And above all else, I remain the King of Hyrule. As with any leader, it is my duty to safeguard and protect my people, even if I must risk my life.
I wish leaders today thought that way.
And if it proves impossible for us to defeat Ganondorf, we rely on your knight, and that legendary sword he carries. Our last line of defense will be Link. But remember, that was a future where you never appeared in this world. You are here now.
That's what I'm talking about.
I believe there is a reason you were sent to us. It has to mean something.
That's what I was talking about. This timeline is the first of this timeline. That's why we didn't see these drawings.
I'm here.
Oh, it's the sword, maybe? I don't know. How is number 2? Oh. Zelda? Is it? No shot. No shot. No shot. Yeah. I'm going there. I'm going there. Fucker. Jesus. Go in there. It's crazy that the tears that fall from this guy make a fucking crater. That's crazy. But was that Zelda?
Was that the sword that seals the darkness? The blade that shatters so easily against my power cannot save you from me.
The sword will continue to gain strength if bathed in sacred power. The stronger that power, the more powerful the sword becomes.
After all, you possess more than power over time. You have a sacred power that can dispel evil.
To swallow a secret stone is to become an immortal dragon, one blessed with eternal life.
Cool. She is, in fact, that dragon. She's gotta be.
Mineru,
Gotta be.
I'm counting on you. I will restore the Master Sword for you. I will care for it until the time comes. I will pour my sacred power into it. It will be the weapon that defeats the Demon King.
Can I get this sword before I battle those monsters? That would be fucking sick.
To become an immortal dragon is to lose oneself.
You must.
Crazy. Who swallowed a stone. Grab the sword.
Protect them all!
It is her. She's fucking beautiful. I think this is the best dragon. Whoa. But she's fucking beautiful. would they do? I mean, other than, obviously, go to the temples and speak to us through the temples. Whoa! 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 Oh. All these silent princesses. Whoa. Please tell me that she gives me the sword now. That'd be so fucking cool. Please? Can you give me the sword? I don't want to take all of these, yeah. She's still there? Yeah. So, what I very quickly want to do, if I can very quickly do it, she's still there. I want to fly up to her. You know what I mean? There she is. She's still there. She's still there. She's still over there. She's coming over here. She's coming over here. Like, actually coming over here. How do I get the sword? She said she'll keep it safe for me. How do I get it? She's... Honestly, I love all the dragons. She is... I think she might be my second favorite. So I like the... I can't remember the name of the one that I saved last game. But I think I like that one just a little bit more than her. Yeah, Zelda, keep coming to me. What is on top of your head? That's what I want to look at. Where's the light coming from? Damn. I might have been able to catch that. Hi, Zelda. Wait a minute. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Oh, it's stamina. Oh, do I have enough? Please tell me I have enough. Oh, I have no idea. Oh, I don't know at all. Oh, no. No, no, no. If you find your stamina falling short, seek the blessing of a goddess statue. Oh, I feel like I was almost there. Is that Hitenu Village fucking thing still there? Where's Hiteno Village? Down here. Dude, fuck! Oh, fuck me. How much stamina do I need? How much stamina do I need to get the Master Sword and Tears of the Kingdom? 2 full green stamina wheels. Okay. That's fine. Where? If it was still here, it'd be down this way. Please tell me it's still here. Please tell me they still have it in this game. Fuck. No, they don't. Can I switch hearts for stamina in this game? Can you switch hearts for stamina in Tears of the Kingdom? Yes, you can. You need to find the demon statue hidden in the royal hidden passage beneath Lookout Landing. Where the fuck is Lookout Landing? Lookout Landing is down here, right? Yeah. Each complete swap is 20 rupees. That's fine. I have that. In the Royal Hidden Passage, that's this, is it not? Is not the Royal Hidden Passage? I want that horn statue. Is it not here? Oh no, see, that's a prayer statue. Is not the Royal Hidden Passage? Where the fuck is the Royal Hidden Passage? Into the hole in the wall that leads... Oh, there's a hole in the wall? How do we know this? The fuck is the hole in the wall? Oh, it's this. It's this. How do I... How? How to get to the Royal Hidden Passage. Locate the hole. Yeah. Wait, look for a small hole newly broken into the stone wall. Okay. Where? A small hole. And there's that, but that's not a small hole. Oh, I don't even have it. To fix that apparently. Hi. What are you doing? Weird. Fucker. Jaren, an NPC sweeping by, will usually comment on a strange voice coming from inside it. You're Jaren. But...
Huh?
Don't go making a mess of this place and kicking up dust. Okay. Oh, fuck. Must first complete at least one of the 4 main regional phenomenon dungeons. Okay. I have to... Fuck. Alright. So I can do that next. Let me get some more stuff from Beetle. Other areas. I want arrows. Or something. Fuck, dude. It sucks because I'm genuinely so close. Wait, how many? How many fucking... Fuck. I don't know why I did that. I don't know. I didn't need to. I don't know why I did.
Oh.
Okay, I don't care. By the by. Okay, where's Beetle? There he is. What have you got? Take them all? Okay. Wow. Bye. Thank you. Okay. I'm done. Okay, let's go here. What's up, macaroni? For real? You're a real bowl of macaroni? What brand of macaroni? Or are you like the actual pasta shape of macaroni?
Oh!
Still, what brand? Where is it? Where is it? I released Kogera. Where the fuck is it? Oh. Oh, fuck me. Do I know how the fuck to do this? No. No fucking idea. Ooh. There's a bomb arrow here. Oh, if I didn't miss.
It's really, really big, but I'm sure we can do it.
Yeah, I'm sure too. If I don't fucking miss every fucking time. Oh shit. Yeah, that went nowhere. Ooh, fuck me. I need more things that can be bombs. That sucks.
What? Where'd it go?
Ooh, fuck. Right there. That's where it went. Now, how the fuck? Hold on. Come to meet Golgara. Golgara. There we go. Yeah, destroy the 3 purple parts. Sure. Oh, you must destroy all 3 segments twice. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. What? The dive bomb method? Position yourself high above Colgera, wait for it to fire its back spikes at you. Once the spikes fly past, dive straight down at the terminal velocity directly through the exposed purple ice sheet. There it is.
Dodge it! Hey, that worked!
Yeah, I know it worked. that actually scared the fuck out of me. This thing looks fucking crazy, by the way. This thing looks fucking insane, dude. These back spikes coming from this one. Oh, fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Where is it? There's fucking enemies. Hold up. Can I destroy this thing at some point? No. Not yet, at least. Where is he? There he is. Fuck. Oh, shit. Dude, this guy looks fucking crazy. I hate it and love it at the same time. You know what I mean? Hey. You got hit by it. Phase 2 of this one. Dude, I hate him. I'm turning it down too, because this is fucking, it's loud as shit. I'm sorry, I can turn him up a little bit more for y'all. But fuck is he loud, dude. I'm just like, try to stay near the tornadoes and then be careful. Ooh.
Don't get too close to the tornado.
I didn't mean to! He's just being an asshole who's targeting me. To be fair, I targeted him too. Oh my god. Bro. How am I supposed to, like, get around that shit? I don't know. I don't know how I can get around that. How do I get around these? Makes no fucking sense. Yeah, back spikes. See, this is what I want. This is what I want to see, buddy. Boom! You'll help too? Bullshit, you're helping. Fucking asshat. Piece of shit, bitch. Where is he? Should be somewhere. There he is. Oh, that actually... Like, he freaks me the fuck out. He looks like a fucking bug. Oh, he's doing more tornadoes. Oh, how do I beat this? Oh, that's right. Gusset. That doesn't... Oh, fuck, I forgot. Okay. Nope, wrong. Oh my god. Alright, I don't want the terrifying fucking rah right at my fucking feet again. I don't want that. That was awful the last time. That was terrible last time. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it one bit. Oh my god. How the fuck is Tulin helping at all one bit? There we go. I did it. I did it. That should be it. That should be Colgera done. Yeah! That's Colgera done! Let's fucking go! Okay. I should have named this, or I should have fixed the name for this and said boss time. There we go. Whatever. I didn't change the name of it, but it's okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, and it's it's the guy. I knew it. It's a person. Anyways, give me that fucking heart dinner. Please. Yeah. Nice. Tulin, what did you even do in that fucking fight? Oh man, you're letting a child. Are you letting a child have a stone? I don't think that's a good idea. That also sounds like Matthew Mercer. Am I wrong?
It's you. You're the one who's been guiding us.
Yes, I am your ancestor from a time long
Okay.
ago.
I kinda.
I proudly served
Not so much
Rito's
anymore.
first king. I was a Rito warrior and a sage with control of the wind. Where you fight, the winds follow. I would expect nothing less from my descendant. You make me proud. That monster you defeated, the source of that intense blizzard, was summoned
There's an eyeball.
by the Demon King.
You see it?
He thought I could stop you from obtaining the stone you just found. My secret stone.
Demon King. Secret stone?
This is a lot to learn, son. I know. But listen while I tell you what happened in the past. A tale of the imprisoning war. And the mission our people must accomplish.
Okay.
Years ago, when
God
the
damn it.
kingdom of Zelda was still young, a great evil, the demon
I guess I'm getting another memory.
king of the land. He sought to wipe out anyone who opposed him.
Why doesn't he look like that in Smash?
First king of
I'd use him a hell of a lot more.
my aid, as well as that of 5 other warriors.
Never took that he was a Gerudo, though. They're all women. Had no fucking idea.
With amazing artifacts, secret stones, objects that everyone can offer formidable abilities. I carried one into battle as the Sage of Wind, and was thrilled to fight alongside my fellow sages. Yet we were still no match for the Demon King's overwhelming power. His magic was staggering, and I was unable to slip past his defenses, no matter how hard I tried. In the end, King Rauru realized that we would not be able to defeat the Demon King. To save our world, King Rauru sacrificed himself and sealed the Demon King away.
So that was the imprisoning war.
Apt.
The rest of us survived that climactic battle, and I would soon receive a visitor, a request that would define the future of the Rito. There was another of the 6 sages, the Sage of Time.
The Demon King will return. The magic binding him will be undone. When that time comes, a noble swordsman named Link will oppose him. Link will only succeed with Dorito's help. Summon the winds and support this hero.
Yes, please.
It will be an honor to defeat the Demon King. I swear to you that when the Demon King returns, the Rito Sage of Wind will awaken once
His
more.
mouth isn't moving.
And
You can see a little bit of his beak under the mask. It's not moving. Interesting.
Now you know about the imprisoning war. And a mission
You still chilling here, macaroni man?
You've saved Rito Village, but there's more to do. The Demon King will soon recover his
You like Zelda?
strength. Tulin, my brave fledgling, you must take up my secret stone and honor the Sage of Time's request. Fight the Demon King with the swordsman Link.
Man. It's a fucking kid. Why are you sending a fucking kid into battle?
It's my mission to fight the Demon King with you?
Awesome!
Link!
I knew it. That's so fucking cool!
Important mission, and it involves fighting alongside you to save the world. If we don't do anything, then the world is gonna be in big trouble. I can't let that happen. I'll do this. I'll happily take this secret stone.
Okay, so I needed at least one of them, too. This is done. Cool.
I am the Sage of Wind. Look, check out what I can do now.
How the hell did you know that? What the fuck? How the hell did you know how to do that?
Hold out your hand. I, Tulin, the Sage of Wind, swear to fight by your side till the end. Take
Thank you.
this. It's proof that I'm with you.
What is this? What are you doing to me? What did you do to me? I haven't seen anything on this game whatsoever, by the way. Like, this entire time I've played this, it has only been me. Oh. I hate the hand. I hate how the hand looks. Because it's Link, it just looks like it's a dead hand. And it is it is a dead hand. To be fair, it is. But it just looks like a dead hand.
Okay, let's head back to the village and tell Dad.
Yikes. Yikes. Sir, I need your son to fight to the death with me against the Demon King, Ganondorf. It shouldn't be blizzardy anymore. What the fuck? The blizzard should be gone. Oh, there we go. I guess it's disappearing. Yay! No more blizzard! We did it! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Bro, I will still say, Colgera, hated him. If that's what the rest of them are gonna look like, I'm in for a fucking nightmare. Hated him, can't do any more today. I can't. I just can't do any more today. It's just not happening. It can't happen. You guys, you did it! Turns out it was easier once we started working together. No shit, Sherlock. Two's better than one. You're a child. This was no small feat. True. Still can't believe the Stormwind arc from the children's song was real. Me neither. Could have knocked me over with a feather. Guess that's a saying. Can I, like, skip this? No. Ugh. Oh. Cute. Sorry, I can't tell the gender of a bird. Son or daughter? I've just been assuming son, and I don't know why. Have they said he? Think that was a real princess? Fuck no, I don't. I know who it was. Vow of Tulin. Proof of the Vow of Tulin, Sage of Wind. Use it to summon or dismiss the avatar of Tulin. Oh. Okay, interesting. Nice. Okay. Now. Yeah, lookout landing. Please let me go. Pretty please. Let me go. Do I have anything that has a rock connected to it? I don't actually know. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm supposed to break. Oh, fuck me. No, I need something. I need a rock. Fuck. Go here. I'm getting the sword. Tonight we are getting the sword. We are getting the goddamn sword. Go fuck yourself, bro. I don't care about you. You know, boo. I don't care. The fuck? Okay. I don't need his avatar. Okay. I don't need Tulin's avatar. I don't understand. I don't want it. I do want to know how I summon it, though. It would be interesting to know how I summon it. I don't know. There we go. Yes, strike a bargain. Yes. Thank you. You took a heart, right? Yeah. That's fine. I want... Oh, I want... God damn it. Give me stamina. Boom! I forgot first time's free. Forgot. Yeah. 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 I forgot first time's free. I'm all good. Got it all now. Anyways. What the fuck? Linky, buddy. Please, dear God. Just fucking destroy this thing. Anything else? No. Holy shit, there's so much. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Why are you summoned all of a sudden? I didn't summon you. I didn't fucking summon you, what the fuck? Whatever, I don't care enough. I got what I needed. I didn't summon him, I don't understand. Why did he get summoned? I didn't do that. Now. Oh, no. Now. I need her. I need Goddess Hylia. Stamina. Yes, please. Right now I have 9 hearts. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm all Gucci. I think I had 9 hearts before. But I don't care. I'm good. Now let me go. Go here. So I can go to Zelda. Zelda the Dragon. My second favorite. Still second favorite. She's just gonna be my second favorite. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. She's gonna be my second favorite. And she's always, I think, going to be my second favorite. Now where the fuck is she? Should still be here, right? I know it took fucking ages, but she should be here. That's the Spiral Island. The fuck is she? Please tell me she's here. Please tell me she's here. Where is she? Why? Why are you here? Where can I find Zelda's dragon? Ugh, cat hair. Jesus fucking Christ. It annoys me because it feels like something's crawling on me. I know there isn't anything. It annoys me. It pisses me off. Like it feels like shit's crawling on me. And it's not. Oh, stop. How to find... is she the light dragon? Quest for the trial of the Master Sword via the Great Deku Tree to permanently lower its flight path. Weird. Search for Colton. I'm sorry. Blech. Travel to various Skyview towers along its high altitude clockwise route. Clockwise route. Oh no, she could be fucking anywhere. Clockwise route, she could be anywhere, dude. Fuck, what is her route though? Obviously not here. She ain't here. Am I wasting time just being here? Probably. Another Skyview tower. I don't know where she is. On the outer edges and corners of Hyrule. Complete loop takes roughly 2 real-time hours. Okay. Before completing the Korok Forest, okay. Flies extremely high. Well above most Sky Islands. Well above most Sky Islands. Oh, fuck me. That's her. Where? What Sky Island is that, though? Where is she? Sar. Where is... I don't know. Well above most Sky Islands. Ugh. Yeah, which means she is fucking way up there. Damn it. Okay. So, maybe I'm not getting in this. I want to. Korok Forest Deku Tree Quest. Yeah. So I need Trial of the Master Sword. Which means I need to go this way, yeah. I need to go to the forest, which means I need to go this way. Ba ba ba. Man, dude. This fucking sucks. Ugh. Oh, shit. Let's go to the Great Ferry first. Let's see. Are any ferries around? No. Until I hear a violin played by a musician on a troop, I can't bear the thought of ever going outside ever again. What? I need someone who plays the violin to fucking make you think I'm okay. Alright, whatever. I don't care. Thought it just cost money. Guess not anymore. What the fuck is going on? No. Oh. Oh. Almost made it in the quick sinking mud. Oh fuck. Why is he here? Why is Tulin here? How do I get rid of him? Can I not get rid of him, dude? Can I not get rid of Tulin? I don't want him around me all the time. Why are you here? Tell me I don't need you. Tell me you go away now. Go fuck yourself. Can I... Key items. Dismiss. Oh, thank fuck. I don't want somebody around all the fucking time. That is crazy. I don't actually know how to do it this time. It's covered in a dark shroud now. That's what the other thing was. Korok Tree, Tears of the Kingdom. Wish I knew before I did anything, but I didn't pay attention. Dive into the... Why? Look for a glowing stone pillar structure near... Oh, near the light root. Stand directly underneath and use ascend. Wait. Why can't I go through here? Why doesn't it... Oh. Okay, then. Well, but what if I do go through the forest? Okay. Near here, right? It's weird. Told me to go... Oh, maybe it actually asked me to go to that one. Probably should have stayed where I was. But it's okay, I guess. So there's the woods. Obviously can't just fucking drop down onto the woods. That's not gonna work out. See, wrong area again. Yeah, I guess I go here then? And actually mark it, and I should have. Yeah, this is not good. But there's no skylines near here, so... Except for apparently above my head. So... Just try to clear the forest. Yeah, fuck. Hold up. Instead, let's go to this tower. That was right next to it, and I fucked up. So, I was right next to it, and I fucked up. No. No. Where is it? There it is. There it is. I see it. What is that? Anyways. Again, it's fucking cat hair. I think something's crawling on me. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay. Is it bad that I want to play this and just like watch some YouTube or some shit? I think that's bad. I think that means that I am addicted to watching video or listening to videos while I'm doing something else. Which, I mean, is true. Absolutely is true. Because I do that all the time at work. Where I either listen to videos or podcasts or music during work, and it's bad. It's very bad. You don't do that. Don't do that. It's very fucking bad to do. Bad, stupid bad. You do that, I don't care. Holy fuck. I mean, the music is great because it, you know, gets you immersed in shit. But, like, fuck, dude, that actually scared the fuck out of me. But it does get you immersed, so it's fair. No, this is all fine, I guess. I kind of want these pants on instead, but, first of all, hold. I'm good there, I guess. What way should I be facing? Oops. This way. I should be facing this way. Okay, I assumed. Wrong, I guess. Puff shroom. Okay. Anyways. To go this way. Which is difficult to do, I think. Firefly. It's a lot of pose, bro. All those pose. I'm gonna follow the pose. Maybe I can find his brethren. Those look like peacock feathers. Oh. I know kind of where I am. Right? Right? Maybe? A million pose. Please. Okay, I want above again. There we go. Thank you. A million pose. Holy shit, dude. How am I supposed to do this? Why are you doing that? 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 Freaked me out the whole time. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Get away from me. Get away from me. Get the hell away from me. Get the hell away from me. Get the hell and heckin' fuck away from me. Don't actually know what the fuck to do. Unless it's gone. Did it just leave? Oh my god. Dude, that actually scared the living fuck out of me. Those things are grabbing hands, or whatever the fuck they're called. And I can see why they're called that. Freaked me the fuck out. More? No? Don't see any? See these things, but I can fucking kill them. No problem. Alright, alright, go fuck yourselves. That's a spawn point, that's good. Aren't there dead things down here too? Echnopop. Yeah. Fuck Yeah. Fuck you. Please. Go fuck yourself. Anyways. This way. I'm assuming it's up there. That area. With a ton of fucking corrupted shit along the way. Oh, okay, rude. Enjoy having pose. Okay, so I think this is where I need to be. Yeah, this is exactly where I need to be. Okay. Yes, I get it. I understand. Jesus Christ. Goodbye. Yeah. Uh-huh. Thanks. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, boy. There's another one. It's fine. I'm gonna go here. So I think this is exactly where I need to be. Cornrock Forest! Let's go! Okay, yeah, thanks. Uh-huh. I'm here. Oh. Hey! Oh, hello. You okay? Is there a teleport spot here? Hi. Notice from Maka under construction. Maka? Maka? Whatever the fucka. Is there not a shrine here? I need a shrine, Deku. I guess I can get here by the fucking whatever other thing. But I'd say, oh yeah, this is the forest. Yeah, this is the forest. I'd say I need a fucking shrine. There we are. There we are. Okay. Swing to hit. Okay, then. What are you doing? Just messing with a box. What are you doing? Confused. fuck am I supposed to do here? Oh, these shrines don't make sense to me. Let's do it this way. There we go. Okay. Thought I grabbed it. There we go. No, stay. So that I can then grab this thing. Oh, I think I get it. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Lift it up. Come on. Oops. Oh, alright, that's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Shit. Just drop them so that I can, yeah, get them back. Thank you. Hang on. Oh my god. I'm like, no fucking way. Okay. There we go. Oh my god. It's bad that I want to take like a 30-minute break or something. Just to sit down, not use my fucking brain. Really not use my fucking brain because I don't want to remember the fucking crazy ass bitch. Colgera. Don't want that. Don't want him showing up in my fucking nightmares, bro. Sorry, Deku. I just want to see the front of your face again. Don't think I have yet. Am I all the way around? Like, am I all the way around you again? Did I just, like, go in a circle and not even realize that I went in a circle? I think I just did. I think I did. I straight up think I did. Hold up. I think when I saw that Korok is when I went around to the... There we go. Maybe. Yeah, I can see your face again. There we go. Oh, my God. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, wait. Are you all, like, in a daze? The fuck? Okay, hold on. Oh, well, okay. That was stupid. Cooking. Okay, hold on. Use it in cooking to get a gloom resistant effect. That's right. I'm cooking. So I can use it here. Grants low level gloom protection. Basic vegetable dish made best on time. Fresh. Oh my god. Fresh wild plants, okay. Sorry, it's just everywhere. Sorry. Most use is fine. Ooh, I have Sunday lights too, don't I? Do I have Sunday lights? Oh, I have one. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Deku Tree Chasm. Yeah, shit. What do I... Hold on. I did it wrong. Hold up. I did it wrong. Hold on. I'm sorry. So I was supposed to land on the fucking ledge, right? Yeah. The high ground. I think I was supposed to land on it. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna say I was. This pisses me off even more than everything else pisses me off. I don't know. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Ledge. They still down there? Yeah, they are. So what route? Oi! Whatever you're doing, stop! Dude, I don't know. I don't know how long it takes for the corruption to overtake me. Is it pretty quick? Fuck, it is really quick. Shit. This one's the lowest. Fuck, dude. What am I supposed to do? Fuck. Missed it. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Is there... Hold up. This isn't... Okay. What the fuck? Hold up. I do need gloom resistance. Eat. Okay. Flurry rush. Target his vertical sword swings to easily trigger a flurry flush. Shield parry. Perfect guard. His spin attacks to stagger him instantly. Okay. Headshot him in the face. I missed it. Fuck. Dude, fuck. Fuck! I can't have anything with another effect, dude. I guess these ones work. I guess those work. There's no... I can't do this. There's no way. This isn't stunning him. Fuck. It's not stunning him. Clear the gloom hands inside the Korok forest and talk to the Great Deku Tree. Tower hopping. If you do not have the quest marker yet, fast travel and launch from Skyview Towers. In a counterclockwise pattern. Launch up, look around the sky with your paraglider or binoculars, and warp to the next tower if you do not see it. Check high sky islands. You can glide or use Zonai flying devices. Okay, I can't be here. I can't. I genuinely just cannot do it. And it sucks to say. I don't even know how long it's been since I looked for her. Like 30 minutes? I don't fucking know. Does her flight path dip down? Great Sky Island, Room of Awakening. Fast travel here and walk outside the Dragon Passes directly by the southern edge of the island. The Waterwell Temple, located in the Wanairu Sky Archipelago. It flies near the structure on its eastern route. Okay, hold up. Great Sky Island, where is it? This is it. Travel. Room of Awakening. Dragon passes directly by the southern edge of the island. Whoa! Hi! Raid, I did not notice. Hello! How's it going? I'm sorry, my voice is very loud right now because I had a very loud fucking thing. I'm so sorry I didn't notice you were here. Hi! Thank you. Luna? Awesome. Thanks for the raid. I appreciate you. If you don't know me, my name's warsee1, or Brit. You can call me Brit. I don't care. I appreciate you. Emote wall. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. If you guys like the content that I do here, which is, like, We do horror movies. We do horror games. We do like Star Wars. We do Nintendo. We do some friend games. We do a whole bunch of stuff like that. Right now, I'm in a huge Zelda craze. After this game, I'm gonna play a couple more Zelda games. You know, I'm in Zelda headspace. Yeah, we do a lot of stuff over here. So if you guys would like to join, please drop a follow. Thank you, Ialuna PNG. Is that how you pronounce that? I hope that's how you pronounce that. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Sounds very fun. It is very fun. I love it. I love it. Especially horror games like what's it called? The Until Dawn series. Amazing. Yes, that's correct. Nice. Good. I'm glad I didn't mispronounce and butcher your name, or at least you're being nice enough to not let me know that that's exactly what I'm doing. You know. You're being very kind to me if that if that's what you're doing. Shoot, I don't know where to go. I don't know where I'm going. I need to go here, here, here. I need to be quick about this too. I currently am looking for Zelda Dragon. Oh man. I screwed that up. How did I get over there the first time? I don't even remember. Oops. Whatever. How about I go outside? Is this outside? I don't remember. Yeah, this is outside. Sick. How about I go outside? And I see... if... I... Wait, why didn't I just go to the shrine? Ah, Jesus. Sorry. Why didn't I just go to the shrine that's out here? Yeah, your shrine. Let's go to the shrine. What am I doing? South side of the island. What am I doing? Oh boy. Damn, now I'm nervous. Now I feel like I need to show up. What the? Was I not just here? Oh no. No. Okay. There she is. There she is. There she is. There she is. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Found her. Found her. Found her. Found her. Found her. Ah. Please. Zelda, don't leave. Zelda, it's Link. You know me. Your bestie. I'm your bestie. Shit. Am I gonna be able to do this? Ah. They're so pretty. I just got done saying, she's gorgeous. I'm not gonna be able to do this. Like, immediately, I'm not gonna be able to do this. She's getting too high. Getting too high up. She's getting too high up. Like, I'm already going underneath her. Hold on. What if I... Oops. What if I summon him? Let's go, Gust. Oh, shoot. Nope. Nope, I'm not able to do this. I'm not able to do this. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Great Sky Island, the... Shoot. I think this is the tallest... Frick. Anyways, I just got done saying that she was my second favorite. I can't remember the name of the dragon that we saved in Breath of the Wild, but she is a close second. She is gorgeous as a dragon. Absolutely gorgeous. But I think I like him a little bit more. You know? I think. Okay. Okay. I got one try. Nadra! Yeah! Yeah! I'm gonna be so for real. I know that Nadra got, like, hurt. Like, in pain. But, he looked cooler corrupted. You know what I mean? Fuck, where'd she go? There she is. Yeah, there's, just about no way that I'm getting to her. Which sucks. But there's no way I can reach her. And that sucks. Yeah, I get it. The purple is super cool. The purple is so cool. Hey. Why don't you wanna be my friend? We already were friends. Why don't you wanna continue to be my friend? Because now we're on the same, like, level. I don't know where the Necluda Sky Archipelago is. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I have it. Oh no, you already passed it. It's here. But she does apparently a full scale around the entire island. Wait at a high point, fast travel to one of the high sky islands listed above. Look for the glow. Oh my god. Yeah. Build a flying machine. Oh yeah, I probably should have. Do not skip time at a campfire. The dragon moves in real time and will not advance positions with campfire. Okay. Flying machine, yeah. So, like, you know the wings? Can I? Hold on. Can I actually do it now? Let me see. She moves in real time. Oops, 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 oops. What the heck? There we go. Ah, Jesus. Cat hairs are fucking with me, dude. Sorry. I curse a lot on this channel, by the way. I'm sorry. It's just who I am. Who I am. I hope it doesn't offend you. I apologize for my foul self. Okay. So flying machine is... Whoops. Okay, well that's fine. Like, you make yourself a platform, like what I'm trying to do with the tree trunks. And, okay, that's good. We're adults, right? That should be fine. And then use the fans. Yeah, sure, I'll use 4. Actually, them being this way is fine. There. Oops. There. 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 Use a controller. And do I have batteries? No, but it's fine. I should have enough battery for this. Okay. I am determined. Oh, fuck me. I am determined to get... Do I have wings instead? Oof. Oof, oof. Hold on. Ugh. I'm wasting these fans. I don't care. I have 1,000,000 and I can get 1,000,000 more. Hurry up. I am determined to get this sword tonight. What did I just do? I'm so sorry. I am so nervous to do this. Just trying to get as high as possible. Fuck. Nope. 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 Didn't do it. Oh! Dang it. I was gonna go back on it. Because it was still flying. And then I screwed up. And I got lower. No. No, because most of these sky islands are too low. No. Zelda. Zelda. No. I'm less determined to do it tonight because this is gonna take forever, dude. And there's no way I can get up to her. There is quite literally and honestly no way I can get up to her. Over here. And I don't think this shrine is actually, no, it's not that I don't think, I know that this shrine isn't. Sorry, this is my cat. I know. These are too fucking low in the sky. I can't do it. I can't do it. Great Sky Island, bro. She was there. She was there. She was there. Oh. Maybe... I don't know. I don't know. It's like I have to wait 2 more hours real time, right? Yeah. Okay. Crystal refinery. Be honest, no idea what that is. I guess I'll try and get the Master Sword tomorrow. I can wait here and do it myself, you know. But yeah, that's... Hold on. That is Great Sky Island, I believe. Which is obviously way taller than here. Way higher than where I am right now. Obviously. I want him gone. I don't want him following me anymore. Yeah, pretty sure that's Great Sky Island. I can wait for her to come around again. But again, that'll be like 2 hours time. So right now it is 1:30 in the morning, so there's no way. I missed my window of opportunity, and it happens. It does, it happens. And it's okay. It happens. It's okay. We will fix it next time around. Where is the exit? There we go. We'll fix it next time around. It's okay. If I had read more ahead and saw Flying Machine earlier, I probably would have been able to make a better one than what I did, because that one sucked. Ah! Jesus. Oh, I've ran out of stamina. I'm just stupid. Sorry. Oh boy. 2 hours real time. That's insane. How? I kind of want to do an experiment. Because I don't actually know. We'll save here. I don't actually know if this game has like online real time, right? So what if I switch my clock to 2 hours. Say it's 3:20 in the morning. Back. We might. Oops. We might be able to get this done properly. Maybe. I can, you know, try. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. 1:28 a.m. And now it says that it's 3:20 a.m. So let's see. Nope. I think it's because I saved. Does it have to be 2 hours of consistency? That would kind of suck. It's because I saved, though. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. It's fine. I'm just fixing my game now. Sorry. Is okay. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I'm not getting it tonight, I guess. Or I'll come back at actually 3:30 in the morning and we'll have it. Who knows? Maybe. But thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Have a good one. Bye. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you, Aya. Thank you. Have a good night.